My Little Pony. I don't think I've ever seen a children's cartoon fly through the internet so quickly as My Little Pony. And as such, people have wondered, why do so many people enjoy a kids show? Not only a kids show, but a kids show made for little girls. Well, I cannot speak for everybody, but a friend of mine did ask me this recently, and I will provide an answer. Why do I watch this show? Well, let me give you a quick history. I did not know this show existed until near the end of season 1. I saw those internet memes going around flying everywhere. Join the herd and all that stuff. And frankly, I thought it was just something going around on DeviantArt. I had no idea that this was an actual show at the time. Well, I did a little research, and I found out that the show was created by Lauren Faust, the same person who worked on, Powerpuff Girls, and I think she worked on Samurai Jack. And that one of the characters was voiced by Tara Strong, who, it so happens, voiced a lot of female characters from my childhood, and that's just plain awesome. So I sat down, I marathoned most of the season 1, and I found it to be actually quite enjoyable. But the question is, why would I watch a kids show? Well, I watch kids shows all the time. I'm not talking about SpongeBob SquarePants or anything like that, although I don't mind that. I'm talking about, I still watch Darkwing Duck, I watch Count Duckula, DuckTales, a lot of ducks, huh? Tailspin, there you go, some bears for you. But, the Freakazoid, Animaniacs, I still watch a lot of kids shows from the 90s and late 80s. And, I believe that's why I really got into this show, because today, most cartoon shows for kids deal with a lot of random humor. Things like regular shows, SpongeBob SquarePants, Chowder, all these kids cartoons, all they do is just like wacky, wild, random adventures, and no real cohesive storyline between all of them. Whereas, cartoons when I was younger, they had somewhat of a cohesive story, a story that flowed. Things from a previous episode could affect or be mentioned in a later episode. And they were really about teaching, morals and, overcoming personal difficulties. And the show that I usually associate when I watch this one is the Care Bears. And, I got Hulu Plus recently, so I'm watching all the old Care Bear cartoons, and it hit me that that's probably one of the primary reasons why I got into this show. Because back then, Care Bears were about single characters or multiple characters overcoming an obstacle, learning about themselves. But my biggest thing is they had villains. Cartoons today don't have villains. You might have a grumpy Squidward character, but you don't have real villains. You don't have crazy monsters and demons and things trying to destroy everything. But you had that back in the day. You had so many great villains in Tailspin and Darkwing Duck and Care Bears and all these classic cartoons. Even Freakazoid had villains. Albeit they were silly, but they were still villains. And I enjoy watching shows where people have to overcome villains. And they don't have to be always destroy the world. They could be something as simple as the Flim Flam Brothers in one of the episodes, to something more diabolical like Discord. And I really miss that. I miss storylines, like actual stories where people have to overcome terrible obstacles. As for the fandom and everything, I think it's been blown way out of proportion. Really, people are going off about, they draw nasty things with little kid characters. Please. Every fandom on the internet has done that. From anime to live action TV shows. You just type in Rule 34 followed by what? I found Rule 34 Saw, for God's sakes. Come on. It's everywhere. And it's just, I don't know, just find it to be a rather entertaining show. It has good characters, good personalities, good humor. I like the fact they use a lot of pop culture today. And to be honest, one of the things I really enjoy is with today's era of social networking and media, this show actually doesn't incorporate any of that. There are no computers, no televisions, no cell phones, nothing like that. And I think that's really cool, especially in today's era. You know, you don't always have to be connected like everything else shows, you know. But no, that's pretty much it. It's just, I find it to be a rather fun show. It has good characters, good storylines, great voiceovers. I've always been a fan of Tara Strong, so that's just a big plus. Although it is kind of weird hearing Twilight Sparkle's voice coming from Lollipop Chainsaw. When Lollipop Chainsaw is talking about decapitation, I find that funny as hell. But I don't think there's anything wrong with watching it. I think it's just another enjoyable, you know, show. And sure, yeah, I buy some of these, but you know what? I buy Legos still. Who cares? You know, I collect things. I collect things I like, and if I like it, I buy it. No big deal. So, yeah, that's my personal reason that I watched this show. Nothing real fancy, but, you know, if you haven't seen the show, you know, always give it a try before you judge. That's all I can say. I'm not going to be like, ooh, join the herd. I'm not going to do that to you. Everyone has their own likes and dislikes. But if you haven't seen the show, give it a try. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do like it, awesome. But yeah, it's garnered a lot of weird internet backlash. I guess it's the whole 4chan thing. And that's a shame, but, you know, to each his own. But there you go. That answers that question of, why do I watch a little kid's show?